Welcome to Stride University. So today we get to talk about taxes. I know this is everyone's favorite subject, but in Stride we want to make sure that you are keeping track of your sales tax correctly, and that you can quickly and easily find your sales tax report and get the numbers that you need so that it's as painless as possible. Now, we're going to start off by kind of discussing the concept of fiscal positions. So in Stride, we use what's called a fiscal position to help map and apply the correct tax to the transaction. So we'll start there. And what we're going to do is we're going to start by creating the different taxes that we need to report to our state and local governments. So in this example, I'm going to keep it simple, but keep in mind you might have different things that you have to report to your different state and local jurisdictions. So yours might be a little bit more complicated than this, but let's get the basics, and then from there you can see how things are calculated correctly. So to start out, we are going to go into accounting, and you'll need administrator levels in this one, or accountant levels, advisor levels will get you this as well. But if you go to configuration and then taxes, you can see here what different taxes we have created. Now we are going to typically recommend that you create kind of a default tax for the different categories that you need to collect taxes on. So in our case, we have a default tax that is set at 0. And this sounds kind of weird, but it's our default sales tax. We have to collect taxes on all of the products, and this is what we're going to use, because we are saying, hey, we're going to take this default tax and we're going to make it 0%, because if it's sold outside of our state, we might not have to collect tax on that. It's not our responsibility. So I'm going to do that for my default products. And then from there, we can have a sales tax exempt, and this might be where I put on a product or a service that I don't need to collect tax on, and I'm going to set that at 0 as well. And then if I had to report gift card sales, maybe I'd create a default gift card tax or something that I needed to report to the state. I could do that as well, and that way you have all of those different categories. And this is kind of long, so just bear with me as we go through this. So once we've created all of those, we need to go in, we need to kind of jump out of this and go to our inventory. And then on our products, this is where we set for the product the different taxes. So here I've got my default. Like, this is a product I'm going to collect taxes on. It's there by default. But maybe I have a service-based product, all-arm quilting per inch, and I don't want to collect tax on it, so I'm going to put it as sales tax exempt, because this is a service that I provide. So now if I were to sell this product, it would not collect tax on it. So now we've set everything, I've got all of my products collecting the correct tax, we're going to go back into the accounting module here. From here, what we're going to do is we're going to create our fiscal positions. And the nice thing about fiscal positions is from here you can create this fiscal position and then map what tax you want it to go. So I'm going to say this is my sales tax fiscal position. And in here, what I'm doing is I'm going to say, hey, you can name this whatever you want it to do. And then this is where we're going to say, okay, I'm going to take my default tax that I created, my default product tax or whatever I call it. And then in this fiscal position, this mapping, I'm going to apply a sales tax to it. And our sales tax we created is 5%. So if we go back to our taxes here, you can see I had a sales tax that I created that's at 5%. I also have a tax that's set for sales tax exempt, and it's at 0. And then last but not least, I have an example, and this is at 10%, and so I need to come in here and change this because it said 5 here. So we're going to change that to 10% tax. And this is, I'll kind of show you this in the video as well. But so now I have this, and I can come into my fiscal positions, and you can see I've got this sales tax one. So what I can do here is I can also select this sales tax exempt, but I don't apply any taxes to it. So this will help record it in the sales, but it won't apply any taxes. Then from here, if this is my main fiscal position, I have some other things that I do. I can detect automatically based on the address, and any address within the state of Utah where I'm residing will be applied this fiscal position. And if I do a manual sales order or create an invoice for a customer and I put their name and they have their correct address on there, it'll automatically apply this. This also goes for the website. If someone puts in an address that's in Utah, I'm going to collect these taxes on that sale. And then I also have this trade show. And this is one that I'm going to actually show you here in just a second at my point of sales setup. I have it set so that I take a default sales tax and I apply my example tax, and that's the one that was at 10%. So let's hop into my point of sale, and from here you can kind of see up here is our sales tax indicator. So this is saying this is my fiscal position. This is the sales tax fiscal position, but I can also select none, and that'll make it so none of my products get taxed at all. And then if I clear this order and I add something else to the cart, you'll see that I'm collecting those taxes down here. You can see that 40 cents was collected based on the price of the product. If I close this and go to my other point of sale, I'm going to open this and just show you I have this one set up a little bit differently to where I am actually going to collect my trade show rates. So I have, and this is at 10%, so you can see it was $11.69. I'm collecting $1.17. So instead of that 5%, I'm collecting 10%. And then as I sell that, it's going to record those as that different tax, so that I can see like, oh yeah, this is the taxes applied as the example tax. So what that does when we go to our tax report, you can see anything that was sold that had the default product tax on there. These are all sales that I didn't collect tax on because they were sold outside of the state of Utah. So these sales I didn't collect tax on. They're going to roll up into my total sales. These are the sales that I collected through my point of sale that was at my shop location. And then I haven't sold anything that was tax exempt, so I don't have any tax, any sales there. And then this is, if I would have sold anything that in my point of sale that was in a different location with a different fiscal position, it would have showed here in the example. So if I would have sold $100 or $1,000 worth of merchandise through my second register that was in a different location, it would have collected 10% of that. It would have collected $100 in taxes there. So hopefully that helps kind of make sense. I've got a companion kind of worksheet guide that goes through all of that. But in Stride, you really can be quite dynamic in how you're collecting taxes and making sure that you collect taxes on and record taxes on everything that you sell correctly, so that you can report that to the government. And it shouldn't be, too hard to do. This tax report is actually, if we go into our reporting and then we go to our tax report, you can change the date range, and I wanted to see what was this month, and you can see, yep, that's everything I've done this month. And maybe I wanted to see, last month's sales. You can see this one, I had some example, $6.20 was sold through my other register, and so it showed there. I had $35,000 sold in my main fiscal position, and then again, anything here was sold through the website, and I didn't collect taxes, or sold outside of the state of Utah, and I didn't collect taxes. This will include website sales within the state of Utah or wherever you are. So hopefully that helps kind of get you introduced into fiscal positions and taxes and how they all work in Stride, and how you can use this tool and this fiscal positions to help correctly manage your business. Thanks for watching.